here are our players in the top right-hand corner, hailing from Team Liquid. He's a Zerg player, he is clad in red, and he's looking down to take Creator down to the death. Guys, it's Zenio on Red Zerg. His opponent at the bottom left, from Team Prime. He's a blue Protoss player, and he's been tearing things up, man. Dismantling Zenio.
I feel like Creator's, you know that moment where Ed Norton just straight up beats up that dude in Fight Club, and he says, I just wanted to destroy something beautiful. I feel like that's what's happening here for Zenio. You just straight up just beating him to a pulp, just for like the glorious enjoyment of it. Have you seen the Fight Club?
I have. But you know what's going to happen, Robin?
What?
Suddenly, you know, after being totally disfigured, Zenio will suddenly have it's like, you know, rejuvenation potions in Diablo.
Yeah.
You know, he'll drink one of them, and suddenly his health and mana will be 30% restored. He's going to take a game. It's so appropriate because it's 3-0, and if it became 3-1, he'd be 33% of his score. So I'm going to call it, man. Rejuvenation potion is a third of your health. Zenio's going to take it to a third of the wins here in Fight Club.
So Zenio is taking medication here to beat Creator. I'll go with it, man. It works. It works. Sometimes you gotta drink a Red Bull to beat somebody, man.
So wrong though. I like my record here is just atrocious because I really didn't think Creator was going to be opening with the Nexus
I'm telling you,
first.
man. He has no respect for Zenio right now.
And Zenio
is showing it.
Yeah, I mean Zenio is opening with a 15 hatchery once again, and here's Creator with the Nexus first.
I mean, Sindri, Immortal in, I mean, can be pretty strong on this map as well. I mean, it was a straight up just push across the middle of the map, but I feel like Creator may want to like change it up a little bit. I mean, he is notorious for his gateway play. Why not use some gateway units, man? You don't have to always go Robo. You're not partying. Stop trying to intimidate or imitate him. Stop it.
Well, that's actually a thing that makes a lot of sense because, I mean, it can get pretty dull doing the same build over and over. And he's up 3-0 right now. Maybe Creator, especially actually, with the fact that he's continuing to open with a Nexus first here. I wouldn't agree with you more. I think that Creator really isn't respecting Zenio so much. So it would not be surprising to see him fool around and have a little bit of fun here, as he's currently leading 3-0, and he feels like Zenio has nothing to deal with his Immortal Sentry all in.
So Zenio as well, to kind of counteract this, since he doesn't want to go for a straight spawning pool first, just go for a quick third. I've seen thirds at 315, and if it's not scattered and you have an Nexus first, nothing really Protoss can do for it except for Cannon Rush, and as long as you watch out for that, you are essentially going to be okay. That's another possibility he could do to kind of hold this off for now. He has gotten his Lings on the field, and we'll be dealing with this lone probe in the bottom left corner. He is getting out this third 30 seconds earlier, so he is slowly moving forward. Last one was 415. So he's trying to get that economy out a little bit quicker here, and that will allow him to squeeze out a few more units just a little bit quicker as well. Lings do scout that probe though.
Probe manages to not get surrounded and killed there though. Beautiful attention to detail here from Creator. His APM is certainly over 9,000 right now. That would be really cool one day.
Actually, see the number 9,000.
We should make like an overlay button.
I think we would
just
have
push
to
it, and you hit the APM, and it's like 9,000.
We would honestly have to kick them out of the tournament for map packing, I think. There's no way. There's no way we let that get away. It'd be awesome to see for the moment, but after we get on the cast, we're like, this guy's
what if you like bound every hotkey to like, you know, setting a control group, which I think does work, and you were just like,
you just slam your keyboard.
Yeah,
I guess, man. You're a goofball. You think outside the walls, man. You should be playing.
That could work. I mean, you're hitting what? There's 26 lines. Yeah, you could do every key a second.
All right, man. Next week, you're gonna come in here with a hotkey setup to get 9,000. If it happens,
seconds.
I will give you $20. Ling's now moving across the middle of the field. They're just looking for any pylons or anything. And again, this actually been a good thing from Zenio. He's been on top of just keeping his units around the map, just making sure he knows what's going on. Robo does follow up here into a third assimilator right away. And we do have two Overlords this time around. It's a little easier to scout your opponent on Antigua Shipyard. The Overlords get into position really quickly, and they get follow up at the appropriate timings. Would like to see Zenio move in here at about 620, 625. I want him to see this Robo and get an idea if an Immortal pops out first.
Well, we've got it. Immortal Gas, or excuse me, Robo Gas was the opening. Single Stalker, which I just said, non-conventional. And 1, 2 gateways behind this.
I can just imagine the chat right now. Taz OP.
Well, you know, he took 2 gateways here, but he has yet to take. There it is. All right, so this is the build we saw on Daybreak, actually. The same one. So if you guys are like looking to study Creator's builds, and this is where I'm talking about, you know, the strengths of builds. I've actually,
I like that pylon, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, it makes him not have to use the Warp Prism. He can immediately just put that pylon down, warp in some units, and then just start pushing across the middle of the map and get a pylon in the middle of the map. Yeah. It makes the push come a little bit quicker, but
I like it for
Sorry,
guarding the
didn't mean
gateway
to cut you
count,
off.
but no, it's really, really nice for that too. That's actually probably exactly how he's going to use it.
+1 now on the way.
2 more pylons on the edge. And we'll probably see gateways near one of them in a couple of minutes, as you said. +1 starter. This is definitely another Immortal Sentry all in, by the way.
Okay, so let's get an idea of what Zenio is going for. He's got a certain
Alright.
base up. Can I get a drone count really quick?
Yeah,
Pop it out.
he's at 55.
Okay, 55. Stop at 55. He's got 3 more on the way. Stop at 55. Start your +1 and just start churning out roaches and lings right now. Just deal with your opponent. Like metagame the actual game that you're playing. Like metagame your player, if you will. Fall up into the macro hash and just start pumping out units. I don't want to see any more drones. And just be ready for him. I mean, what do you have to lose? I mean, you've already lost when you got up to the recommended builds to deal with these. Just go ahead and cut your drones a little bit more and see if you can just crush his army in a fight. I'd be completely okay with that. And he has started up a few more drones, and he's doing the exact same builds they respawn here. I don't know. I don't plan for it to work. This is a smaller map than Abyssal City. You're gonna get there a little bit quicker here. He has followed up into the warp prism. We'll see if he goes and warps any units in. So this push will come a little bit later, but it does have a lot of power.
Notably, though, is a very nice place to fight. If you can actually get your units, you know, like here and fight with the Protoss here or whatever, and just dance, it's not too much of a terrible place to engage. That said, if he tries to engage, you know, through here, or if he ends up falling back to any of his bases, Zenio's going to die most likely because, you know, force fields are just so much incredibly more potent if you have obstacles to work with, such as, you know, oh, look, 2 force fields to cover this area, and suddenly your units are all trapped. 1 force field there, and same thing.
I want to see Zenio feint to run by. I want him to force Creator to see him running, and that way we'll see what Creator responds to, because he hasn't done that quite yet. Try to fake a run by, and that'll buy him some time. And I think he's doing it right here. He's showing his units just a tad bit. They are kind of getting caught there. So nice force fields, though. We'll land 3 roaches right away. And you don't want to do it with the roaches. Maybe put 1 roach towards the end of it, so it looks like you're having a huge push go across the middle of the map, but not all of them, because they're not going to come back quickly enough. They don't have the speed quite yet. And he actually hasn't even research speed either, I don't think. So
Look
he's
at
just
that.
the Hydra.
I mean, he's got no wall off at home. He started to run home, and Creator was like, oh no. And then he saw he was just attacking the pylon, and he went, oh, never mind, and then started moving back. Here we are, Hydras, Lynx on the main part of the field. I don't know about this positioning right now from Zenio. It's going to be so difficult because if Creator sticks to this area where he's going to be able to drop like 3 force fields across this gap here, and these Lings from the back will be completely ineffective, I'd honestly rather just see them buffer damage for the Hydralisks.
Well, the warping is happening. Zealots have started popping in, so that means Creator is very, very close to actually going for the attack here. There are queens being brought down as well. Zenio is essentially bringing everything now. He wants to make sure they can hold this off some way, somehow, some possibility. Rocks die immediately. So much damage. He got to the 3rd. This is
nothing to do here. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't let your Protoss player get into a position like this, but hey, let's watch that, say that, and then Creator actually loses this. Hopefully, Zenio can find something to do here, but there's just this ball of units actually is basically force field in and of itself. There's nothing for any of these units to do. He's going to try to come up through the back for a flank. At the same time, trapping themselves in between the mineral line. Hydras are getting in some nice damage here. Definitely a little bit of a plus. Immortal is going to fall. But these Lynx from the back completely ineffective. Hydralis unable to come up the ramp onto the high ground right now. Everything is locked down for Creator. He has basically quarantined the 3rd base of Zenio and demanded payment in the terms of death units. There it goes.
Creator does not want to see an Infestor on the field, man. He is just finishing this out before we even get close to Infestor play. And it looks like Creator just moving again down this natural. There's a few Hydras left, a few Lings, but if those even get a little bit of a tickle here, they'll die off. Lings engage first. Hydras are a little bit late there too as well. Guardian Shield has been popped. This is just it. This is it right here. Once this little arsenal of units from Zenio dies off, Creator's going to be going up to 4-0. He has nothing except drones and hatcheries in his natural domain.
All right, well, we are potentially now 1 game away from victory for our Creator as he closes out this game from Zenio. There it is. GG.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Zenio is just, I don't want to, like,
well,
put
we
it
talked
bluntly.
about it there.
He's just getting crushed, like.
He let those units get onto his 3rd, you know.
Yep.
It's, I mean, a classic game, Sleep versus In Control. It was actually a game that Sleep had entirely won, and then In Control actually just walked across the map. And yeah, he had like nothing, but he got into that position at the 3rd, and he threw all his army at him, and it just did nothing. Yeah, that is probably the best possible position you can be in as a Protoss player to engage in, and he got into it without literally any contest
there
at all.
there was nothing to contest it. There was no slowing down. There was nothing in the way. You need to put up speed bumps, something to slow down your opponent. And Zenio's just not doing it. He's trying to just what he's doing is saying, okay, I'm letting you come to me. I'm going to try and slow you down with a couple of pokes here and there, and it's not working on that front. But what he's doing is saying, I'm just going to have so much units at my third that I'll just be able to kill you when you walk into it. But he's not getting a lot of units out. And I think really what would help him out here is going for maybe a 55.
Or a 10 pool.
Or a 10 pool. Like a 55 drone count into just pumping out units. Just your opponent's obviously going for these pushes. Usually you would say, okay, I don't go for the 55 because essentially it could be a bit of a weaker push designed to come in for an attack, and then he pulls back and goes for a third, and suddenly you're behind in drone count. But he's obviously going for this all in every time. Just go ahead and get the 55 drones out and just pump units. Pump units, and then just try and kill him off that way.
Yeah, I feel like Zenio has a build here that in the past has worked for him against Immortal Sentry all-ins, so he wants to see it work here versus Creator. He's probably put a lot of time and effort into getting this build, getting it so beautifully set up, and I bet it works for him in a lot of other situations, which is why we're probably seeing this repeated use of the build, because, I mean, when something doesn't work, you typically just try to switch gears, but in this situation, we're seeing him continue to beat a dead horse. And I feel like he's just frustrated that it's not working here versus Creator. I can't see another explanation, but regardless, folks, we are going to be moving into Game 5 here in just a minute. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break before we do so. So after 2 minutes, will it be a 5-0? Creator taking down Zenio, or is Zenio finally going to fight back? We'll find out after this break.